Or did you already say your prayers for the day?
Wala Yakit Janet Alito Sio Guna Ansti Huntidish Kikadus Yakte Stongo Oshkenyecha. I wonder if I got them all because it's been a while since I've been on.
Mike DeGovin?
Mike DeGevin.
What does DeGovin mean?
Hello, my friends.
My friends. Okay, we couldn't remember that yesterday.
Yeah, that's you, Southern you. But I have some very special guests here with me today. Would you kindly introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, I'm Ron Colley. I'm a peer recovery support specialist, and I have over 26 years clean and sober.
Ahoo.
Hi, my name is Ruth Shield, and I am in recovery, and I have been almost 26 years next month. Very grateful.
Wow, you can scoot it up. Yeah, so I think it's always it means a lot to me, to know a Native American couple that have so much time. That's about over 50 years combined. That's pretty awesome. And Ron's from just a hop, skip, and a jump. From where I'm from. So, it means a lot to me. It means a lot to me that somebody that I can, kind of look up to, So I appreciate them coming on today. I appreciate, them. They're always willing, that's what I love about these guys is that they're always willing to put out a positive message about recovery. So what's been going on with you two? Do y'all have anything coming up or anything going on?
I recently attended the Warrior Down Recovery Coach training. That was very informative and very good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot. Learned a lot.
Yeah. Andrea does a great job.
She does.
I love
her.
Does.
I love Andrea.
Yeah, she's a good one. And but yeah, I seen a couple of other people that used to come to our circle. So I thought that was pretty awesome. Erica, Becky.
Oh yeah.
Like that was cool. And as a matter of fact, Becky messaged me last night and she said, "Tell everyone I said hi." So that's pretty cool. To build these relationships up and to see people step in the right direction and just trying to better themselves,
Yeah.
So do you have any plans for where do you go get your chip at?
I don't, but I'll probably try to come up here.
Yeah.
Maybe get my chip next month. So
Okay. That'd be awesome. I'm pretty what day is it?
The 28th.
Okay. Yeah, that gives us plenty of time. So
28th of February?
Awesome. February 28th. I mean, yeah, we can definitely make a big deal about that, I think it's awesome. It's incredible to see, a Native couple, to be able to, overcome the odds, I guess you could say, overcome the odds. And, y'all are y'all are good people. I really enjoy, I love these talks I have with Ron and, so, y'all inspire me. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for what y'all are doing and, how you do it. I can definitely say it's how you do it. What is it? Our sound?
Mm-hmm.
It's all set up right, but someone to plug it into the laptop.
She just set the laptop.
So we haven't been.
No.
It's coming through the laptop.
Okay.
I listened to it on my phone and it sounded.
It sounds okay, but it's not.
Yeah, it sounds like the echo.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ah.
So,
Good to go now.
who all has some comments for us today?
So David Deere says,
Stongo.
"Good morning."
Stongo David.
Mello said, "Sounds like the mics aren't on."
Yeah, he came and made sure.
Chad says, "Pivawana."
Pivawana.
Chad says, "Hollywood, love you, big dog."
Love you too. Hey, he's the one who gave me that wood stand.
Oh,
Yeah, Chad.
I like that.
Cool.
Aunt Ruth wants one of those stands. Is that it?
Yep, that's all for now.
Well, it's been a while since I've been on here, which, it's kind of been, like I was taking this thing way too personal. Like we have other people, that have, like Barry's way isn't the only way. And I'm glad everybody else has an opportunity, and I think it's been going great. But last night I got to give a shout out to my boy Jake Chappelle with Recovery Over Everything, his clothing line. He went on his page on TikTok, and he started a live that they was talking about well-brighting. And I've never been on anything like that, or like I remember I ran in the front room, I was showing Natalie, look, I'm fixing to join this, I'm fixing to request if I can get on, and she was like, do it, like go ahead, like you ain't doing nothing anyways. So I hit request, and I had to figure out how to turn my camera on, and it was pretty
Oh, that's good.
it was pretty neat. We had this guy's name was Jay, Lessons to Blessings. Another chick named Pickles from up north. Another guy from Yakima. He was
I heard that
Yakima.
name from somebody before, Pickles.
Yeah. And then Desiree, like she lives in North Dakota, and she does her own TikTok lives. And like it was pretty neat. Mingo got on.
Wow.
Yeah, Lynn Onzawa, like it turned out pretty keen, like it was about just talking about natives and wellness, like it kind of, sparked an idea, like maybe we're onto something there, and
Right. I mean, that's how things start.
yeah. So, it was pretty awesome, just the way that and we were kind of talking about it, on the TikTok last night is there's so much help if you use it in the right way online.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many different ways that you can help yourself today. And like it's just readily available at your fingertips. And I always think like, man, 20 years ago, like were we just not ready? Like I think about that all the time. My kids would have all been little. I was a single dad. I had 4 kids. I was 22. Now I was about 24, 25. I had 4 kids, and I was a single dad. And I just think like, man, where was all? I'm sure the help was there. I just didn't know how to
Get it.
how to get it and apply it to my life. But I sit there and think like, well, what would my life have been like? But then I think like I wasn't ready for none of this.
Yeah.
I definitely wasn't ready for none of this. Of course, I always thought, I wanted the big house with the white picket fence and, a nice car. And, like I considered myself successful then. And speaking with 2 natives that have been, successful, what I consider successful. And, and what I mean by that is healthy, happy, keeping your family together.
Yeah.
You know, like, is there anything that you could say to like younger people that may be going through the same thing? You know, like, because we're coming to a space now where uh, we understand how important mental health is.
Yes.
We understand how important it is to heal ourselves. You know, and could y'all have like any encouraging words to somebody that may be facing these same type of
Well, long time ago, we used to pay rent, and we were paying, an outrageous amount of rent, and we would go to a thrift store. We were on the waiting list for the Department of Housing to get a house, and Ruth would buy things and say, "When we get our house at housing, when we get our house from housing." And I told Ruth one time, I said, this might be as good as it ever gets. That may not ever happen. So go ahead and decorate this house, because it might go downhill from here.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
Ruth, I don't know if it's faith, hope, or stubbornness. But anyway, she kept buying things. She kept buying stuff, and when we get our house around, and lo and behold, one day it came about, and it was kind of a creator thing, because there was 4 families ahead of us that looked at that house and wanted that house, but they did not turn in all their documentations, and they didn't do everything they were supposed to do, and we did. And so we got that house by default. So now we're moving in, and Ruth is breaking out all this stuff, and I'm like, "Where did you get that at? Where did you? Oh, that one garage sale, remember?" And "Oh, I got this at Walmart. It was $5 off." And so kind of the thing I'm telling you is go ahead and prepare for that moment, because that moment is going to come as long as you stay diligent, keep working the steps, keep doing what you're supposed to be doing, and then here comes that moment. And we've been in our house over 4 years, and we moved in August, and I think it was October. Our 10-year-old Rottweiler ended up passing away there, and so it was like she made it home, and we found a spot to bury her. We found a spot and got her in there and got her wrapped up in blankets, and I mean, we still talk about her today. And after I moved everything, then my truck quit working, and so that was kind of a your home. This is your home now. And but through Ruth's faith and hope and continuing to build and move towards that goal and keep moving towards that goal, eventually we got there. And then when we got there, we had everything that we needed for that home. So you have to prepare yourself, so when you that moment does arrive and you are there, you have everything that you need.
I love that.
Yeah.
You know, that makes so much sense. You know, because like, had I gotten everything that I wanted, it would have been, train wreck after train wreck, because I wasn't ready. Like
Yeah, the creator blesses you when you're ready.
yeah, when you're ready on His
Yeah.
time.
If I got everything I wanted in my time, I'd be a spoiled rotten little kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ruth, would you like to piggyback, or
I mean, mine is just, like he said, you have to get something and you have to prepare for it, manifest it, what you want, put it towards it, if you believe it, you can achieve it, you know. I kept on saying, when we get our house, when we get our house. And I just, kept talking about it. Now I'm manifesting my bumper grill guard on my car.
yeah.
That's a whole different story.
You are not getting a real guard.
But
It's like-
that's what I gotta say. If you believe in it, you achieve it. You just gotta work toward it. It's not gonna come all at once.
Yeah.
You just work at it little bit by little bit and keep your faith.
That's like, and like there's so many questions I can just sit here and ask you to all day long.
I encourage to ask questions because my point of view, um, or my experiences, even if 10% of that helps you, then I've helped.
Yeah.
You know?
Even if you said the wrong thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can be an example of what not to be like. Do not be like that.
No, I really do, and I'll keep saying it, 26 years, man. I can't, like I think that's longer than Desiree's been alive,
Golly.
you know.
But it didn't happen in increments of 5.
Yeah.
And then and it was 2 years, and pretty soon it was 4 years, and then before we knew it, we were sneaking up on 10 years. It's like, wow, 10 years, and it happened. We stayed busy, and we
Yeah.
did what we needed to do and stuff. But like, um, it doesn't seem like 26 years, and it's been that long, but it doesn't feel like 26 years.
Uh-huh.
Like, I think that being busy and staying active makes that time go by, and going to meetings after meetings after meetings and
Yeah.
stuff. It makes that time go by, and it just kind of, pow, here we are.
Yeah. Well, I think it's awesome, and I just I think it's a great accomplishment, and I feel like we should be celebrating you too. That's my own personal thoughts, is that we should be celebrating, a native couple that, I consider y'all made it. Like like to me y'all made it. Like I would love to be as caring and as respectful and as and y'all, what I love is like you're not gonna like if people meet you, they're like my first impressions was like somebody who's got that much sobriety. I'm just sitting there thinking like man, like they're Gandhi. Yeah. Like man, there's just and y'all are just real cool people. Y'all are real good people. And I can really appreciate that.
Thank you.
More than I can, just like drop me some knowledge. You drop some knowledge on me. Like I can appreciate who y'all are as human beings. And that means a lot to me. So thank you for sharing your sobriety with us. Thank you for being a part of the healing forest. That they always talk about. And to me, y'all are some of the big trees that are in there. Y'all created something that was unheard of back then. 26 years ago. This it's not as mainstream as it is now. It was. That's why I say. What y'all are doing is great. To see y'all still get involved, still able to show up, and and to share that with everyone else. So that's definitely a gift. Do we have any more comments?
Yes, we do. Leanne Madbull says good morning.
Good morning, Leanne.
Morning.
Chad said on it, family, with the stand.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Gibbs says Nawa
Nawa.
Kikadoos.
Kikadoos. Adurahe.
Yes. Chad says I love Liz Onswall.
Anzawal.
Yeah. He's just shouting her out, I think.
Oh yeah. It was great because it was funny because she was sharing.
Oh, she was on the live.
Yeah,
right?
she was on the live on TikTok last night. So she's sharing about her take on what the discussion was about, and then her husband's calling, and she's like, "Oh, that," because she was sharing about her husband. like not sure, like they had went through a rough patch, and I'm not gonna tell their business, but like she had a good share about believing in him and loving him, and then he starts calling, and she's like, "Oh, he's calling me." She keeps declining the call.
Okay.
I love him, but he can wait.
Yeah. And then after about three times, then he starts calling on Messenger. She's like, "I better answer now. I'm probably in trouble." And then she comes back, and it was him. What are y'all doing? But I love them. David and Lynn Onzawa, man, they do great work. With Medicine Tribe. If you're in the Oklahoma City area, they have a lot of meetings that are fixing to start back up. The sister Frida, she's been doing a lot of great work in Oklahoma City. On the 18th, she has a speaker meeting coming up at the Kelly Club on North Kelly in Oklahoma City at 2
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
Eat at 2.
2 o'clock. Eat at 2, speaker at 3.
Yeah.
And man, that's the day we're having a sweat for my daughter.
Oh.
I know, man. Like, but I mean, it's I'm just glad that she that's how she wants to celebrate. She turns 27, so
Wow.
once she said, Dad, I want to have a sweat. I was like, her uncles were already having a sweat. I said, can we just throw this on?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
And her uncle was like, man, I love that she wants to,
Yeah.
she wants to celebrate like that. So it all worked out, but yeah, on this Sunday at the Kelly Club in Oklahoma City on North Kelly, there would be a Wellbriety speaker meeting from they eat at 2, and then the speaker at 3, and Miss Pugga,
Oh, Mr.
Miss
Aaron
Aaron
Hugga.
Pugga will be the speaker.
Yes.
And I believe y'all met him at the Where You Down training.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. Yeah. I love the fact that we're all getting interconnected. I feel like there's a real strong, Wellbriety community starting to build up.
Yeah. I mean, it's really great that Ruth is getting the same training that I'm getting, and I think that strengthens our household.
Yeah.
And we when we get clean and sober, we really only had one main mission in mind, and that was to raise our son in a clean and sober home. And that was the main thing that we both knew, and we were both bound and determined. This is what we want to do.
Yeah.
We want to try to break that cycle, and so raising him has brought us closer together. Until he does something or says something, and then it's your son said, go tell your son the trash is getting full,
Yeah.
but he's a great kid. He's real good.
Yeah.
Really respectful, and so, but I mean, things like that is what keeps helps keep us together,
Mm-hmm.
and Ruth has a really good sense of humor, and that really if I don't catch something, or I'm wait, what? And she goes, don't act brand new. I'm like, well, I didn't hear you. Get a Q-tip,
Oh.
That's funny. I love that.
First time I told him that, he said, "What? That's brand new."
We have a few more comments that I want
Okay.
to read before we get any more. Cole Elizabeth Hill says, "Good morning. Glad
morning.
to see you back. 410 days sober.
Hey,
Oh,
all right.
good,
Thank you for sharing
good.
that.
Job.
Celebrating
Who?
celebrating the rewards of sobriety, chillaxing in Mexico, Bucerías.
All right. Thank you for sharing that. Hey,
Cool.
I wonder if
And
it's warm down there.
he's from the Well Variety Group in Winnipeg.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Nat says, sometimes I wonder if the couch misses being on the live.
It's pouting.
I know. I wonder what the couch is doing.
Yeah.
I took the pillows off today too. It's just real sad.
Yeah.
Sherry says, good morning. It's so good to see Sober Seems growing. So proud of your program.
Yes. You know, they want to say there's about 50 people here.
There was a lot.
That's
I
pretty
saw the
awesome.
pictures.
Mhm.
That's pretty awesome.
Sylvia Sweezy says, good morning, everyone. Grateful for another day. Thanks for the encouragement. Always needed.
Good morning, Sylvia. Sylvia, go way back with Sylvia, man. She's good people's.
Farah says, Nyake.
Nyakit, Miss Farah.
And Drew Wilson says, good morning.
Good morning, White Bear.
Good morning.
Yeah.
That's his Indian name.
Ah.
Wapinaku.
Nako.
That's all we got.
It's something about this chair making your phone talk.
I know,
Mine
right?
told me what time it was.
I'm telling you. Well, should we go ahead and get off into the reading?
Yeah.
January 15th. It's all in spirit and it's all connected. Grandfather William Commanda, Algonquin. If everything is connected, we cannot disconnect. To disconnect is not a real choice. This is why we are always spiritual no matter what we do. Every alcoholic is spiritual. All our brothers and sisters are spiritual. We may not be behaving correctly, but nevertheless, we are spiritual. Our choice is to live out of harmony with spiritual ways or in harmony with spiritual ways. Everything is spiritual. Today, I intend to focus on Great Spirit, give me the knowledge to be in harmony with the Spirit today.
Mm.
That's good.
Would one of y'all like to? Or you want me to go first? Or?
Oh, well, yeah, I can. It's talking about disconnecting, and you don't disconnect. And when you do try to disconnect, you kind of lose yourself. You're going to lose your identity. You're going to lose your soul. So we have to stay connected and we have to stay grounded. And coming up here to tour, it just seems like there's an unseen connection, and it's not something that you can Google. It's just something that happens, and it's just something that's there. And you know it when you know it, and you see it when you see it, and you can feel it when you can feel it. And when it's there, it's just there, and those are things that you don't want to disconnect from, because those are things that keep you threaded together.
It's good.
Yeah,
You want to go next? You want me to go next? Where everything's spiritual and everything's connected. Like to me, that means like, as a Cheyenne, I was taught that everything's alive. Rocks, the wind, the moon, like the stars, everything's alive. Everything has a spirit, and when you think of things in that way, it gives things a different meaning. Um, and I like where it includes, if you're an alcoholic, you're spiritual too. I remember watching my uncle, and he went pretty hard, he and I love my uncle, regardless. And I remember watching him through the window feeding feeding a squirrel out of his hand. I just thought that was the neatest thing ever. And I was gonna open the door and be like, I want to feed him, and then that squirrel takes off, and my uncle's just like,
Uh,
like, boy, like. But I can understand that today. You know, I can see where, and that's where my mind always goes back to. Would I've been able to help him? How would he have received this? The things that we talk about so freely today. And it is it's understanding how everything is connected. This the seen world and the unseen world. How spiritually Native Americans are, and how we consider, things. Everything has a life, and everything has a spirit, and I can see where these things came into play, throughout my life whenever I was struggling. And now that I'm sober and I can notice, I have awareness, and I can see where these things come into play today. And I think about then, whenever I was struggling, it's like these things were right there. I just couldn't recognize them. I just didn't know what to look for. I didn't understand this concept about, I was taught these things, but I couldn't connect my what I believed with, what I did. So today, as a sober native, I can see, where that's why I love Wellbrighty. Wellbrighty brings my recovery home for me, because it connects my religion. I believe in our Cheyenne ways. It allows me to connect it with my recovery today. And some of the things that I didn't know about ceremony, if I just read the book of Wellbrighty, it fills in the gaps for me.
Yeah.
Until I can come to that lesson and I know what to ask for. And like, it's just still talking about the timing. The timing of when he's able to allow me to obtain that information. So I of course I stayed disconnected. I didn't get sober till I was 41. I stayed disconnected for you know a good part of my life. So having that connection today, I feel like I know what to pray for today. I know what to ask for. I'm careful for what I ask for. And I'm just I can understand that today. It's just such a simple sentence. That's a simple sentence, and it just means so much. I go anywhere with this, but that's all I'm gonna say today. So,
um, the disconnection and the connection, like Barry was saying, it's you don't think about it when you're out there running and gunning, and when you get sober and you're going back and you're looking, you can see where it was there, but you just didn't recognize it. And I've done that several times, and it'll just pop in my head. I'll be like, oh, you remember a certain time when something was there trying to help you and trying to guide you, but you weren't paying attention, and it's always great, to be aware, because you get your signs, your connection, whatever you want to call it, you get it. You just have to be aware and pay attention. That's all I got.
that's great. I love that. Would you like to share about that, Tatum?
Yes. I like to go back and read it. If everything is connected, we cannot disconnect. To disconnect is not a real choice. Um, it's crazy. I think about being in my addiction and how many times I didn't hear God because I wasn't in a place to, you know what I mean? It's like when you're lost in addiction, your ears are closed, and it was just, throughout my whole journey, I realized that He was there for me the whole time, and He was just waiting for me to be ready. to be connected and find, grow in spirituality and learn how to, you know, trust that there's someone else in control and it's not me. And so that's just kind of what it makes me think of. Give me the knowledge to be in harmony with the spirit today. And that's really just, like I said, trusting that I'm not in control. What happens is happening for me, not to me. And whatever I do with that is, I like to, when hard things happen or bad things, um, it's real easy to look at it as like a punishment. But really, it could be a blessing right behind that if you're open to it. So
Yep.
that's what I have.
I like that.
I agree. It's kind of like a story I saw about. Oh, were you done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was like, I have a habit of doing that. So if you're not done, say, Ron, I wasn't
I
done.
always have
You
to
know,
go,
Good.
there's a story about a businessman that was get his hair cut every 2 weeks, and he noticed kind of a poor man, maybe homeless, on the corner. And after some time, he noticed that poor man's hair was getting long and his beard was getting long. And so he asked that barber, he said, how come you don't go get that homeless man on the corner and bring him in and, cut his hair and shave him up, make him look good? And he said, all he needs to do is come see me. And I feel like that's what the creator's saying, all you got to do is come see me, and then I'm gonna get you cleaned up, and I think
like
that's yeah, and so I forgot where I saw it at, but it was just a little short story that I saw on that, so but every day we kind of count our blessings, that's one of the four God laws that God passed down to Adam in his memorandum was count your blessings, proclaim your rarity, use your power of choice wisely, and go the extra mile. You know, so we count our blessings daily, and I don't count my blessings as far as well, I got some new Nikes, and I do, and they're OU, but I count my blessings as still being able to do long division, still being able to multiply fractions, still being able the ability to reason and to decipher and to think for myself. That is one of the blessings that I keep, because back in the day, not only did I drink and do opioids, but I took a lot of hallucinogens, and I you know taking acid and different stuff like that, and you don't know where you're at and you don't know where you're going. And then I would getting clean and sober, always afraid that there was some damage there, and my son says, yeah, we see signs of it, but, and you know, just like at our DOH dinner over here, and Connor wrote my name on a ticket, and she gave it to me. She goes, "Well, tear it off and throw it in the basket." And I tore it off, and I threw the ticket in there. It didn't have no name on it, and I had the name. And she dug back in there. She goes, "No, here, you keep this one. Put the ticket with your name on it in the bag." And I go, "Oh." So I told Connor, I said, I'm kind of like a balloon. When I start floating off, grab my string and pull me back down, but I've worried about that for a while about having some kind of damage and doing all these hallucinogens. But as you count my blessings is I'm still able to walk. I know people that are just a little bit older than me, just like 2 or 3 years older than me, that are having difficulty with walking and standing, and they're having problems with that, and so I give I count my blessings that I'm still able to get up and walk, and I can't hardly see where I'm going, but I can still
You can get there.
yeah, tripping over something is what you were walking when you tripped over it, so but those four things is one of the things that's always coming to mind. Count your blessings, proclaim your rarity, use your power of choice wisely, and go the extra mile. So, and those are things that are like right in front of my My frontal cerebral cortex.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, doctor. Yeah.
I learned that with Dr.
No, I like
Nicole
that.
Labor.
Yeah.
Yeah. She does say that a lot, doesn't
Yeah,
she?
she sure does.
Yeah. Do we have any comments, Tatum?
Yes. Jen Miller says, "Good morning,
Good
everyone."
morning, Jen. Happy belated birthday.
Aaron Blackwolf says, "Good morning."
Good morning, Grandpa Numption.
Cassandra Frazier says, "Pivawona, good to see
Pivawona.
you all on today."
Red Leaf Woman.
Good morning, niece.
Elrond says, "In it in a good way like that."
In a good way like that.
Nona says,
Madawaka.
"Good morning, everyone."
Good
Morning.
morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Talo D. Robbie,
Yeah. Robbie Talo.
says, "Good morning."
Good morning, Robbie.
And Dave says that one word that you always say. Mm.
Mm.
There you go. Or I think that's what he's saying.
No telling.
Sharon Beard.
You may have fell.
Oh, yeah. Did you fall, Dave? Are you good?
Kikadoos. Kikadoos, Sharon.
Yeah, she says,
Auntie
"Nawa, Kikadoos."
Nawa. Kikadoos. Sadudahe.
Thankful, grateful, and feel blessed to be sober today, giving God all praise and glory for all He has given me.
Aho. Aho. Thank you for sharing that.
And we have some shares on the meditation for
Yes,
today.
definitely.
so-
Let us have them.
Leanna says, the reading reminds me that when I'm trying to be in alignment with my Creator's will, life is more peaceful and I have serenity. When I'm in self-will and not thinking about my Creator, I am my worst enemy and hate everyone and everything. Well, everyone except my grandkids. LOL.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with us. We
Grandkids
appreciate
can't do
that.
no wrong.
I know that's right.
Charlene McAtee says, "I can relate to this from a young age. I knew my dependence on drugs was a problem for me and ignored it for years and years. I knew it before I had kids, before I went to college, kept ignoring it. That voice in the back of my mind to go to a meeting, thought I knew better. I am thankful for my life today. Ha ho."
Aho. Aho. Thank you, sister.
Cassandra Faye? I don't think that's. Anyways, it's someone on YouTube.
All right.
Good morning.
YouTube viewer. Thank you for
And
tuning in.
she said, "The only thing that stops us is us."
Yeah.
Nat says, "I miss you, Ruth and Ron. I love y'all so much, big."
Oh, I miss you too, Natalie.
I know. We need to visit some more.
I know.
Talk about Barry.
Just come to
Hey.
work, Nat. Come to the office and have lunch. Sammy Hawk says, "Good advice." Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in, Sammy.
Tommy
Appreciate you.
Trout says, "Feeling connected through spirit reminds us that we are never truly alone and that everything we do matters. It brings a sense of peace and unity, knowing we're all a part of something bigger. Yeah, it's like everything and everyone is a part of one big web of life and energy. When we see it that way, it makes us more mindful of how we treat each other and the world around us. It's kind of comforting to think that even when things feel tough, we're still connected to something greater that supports."
Thank you for sharing that, brother.
Thank you, nephew.
That was good. That was good.
And Biale says, "Yate."
Yeah. Thank you for tuning in, brother. Over there in Four Corners.
Yeah.
Golly.
And that's all we got.
Well, so do we have any announcements?
We do.
Speaker night here at 1950 South Shepherd will be on the 29th. Miss Lydia West, who is, a very strong part of our talking circle community, well-brighty community here in El Reno, and I mean all of Oklahoma, from Oklahoma to California. She's definitely an active participant, and we appreciate her being able to come and share her experience, strength, and hope with our talking circle. I mean, it means so much to us. So we will be going live. We will be serving a meal here at the office. It's potluck. You can bring something if you want, but more than anything, just come and fellowship. Come and fellowship. And it's always, we always have a packed house.
Yes.
Every time we always have a packed house, and it's a good problem to have. Good problem to have. Whenever that happens. So
We need
that
more cake.
yeah, cake.
Cake is never a problem. Yeah, we always have the best cakes. Man, Frida brought a lemon cake to Sober Seams.
Yeah.
And it was really, really good. So.
And then while you were saying that, Frida also is having a speaker meeting this Sunday at the Kelly Club in Oklahoma City on the 18th.
Mm-hmm.
And the meal is at 2, and the speaker's at 3, and it'll be Aaron Pugga.
Yes.
And so those are really the only announcements that I have. We'll be having a talking circle here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Our big talking circle Thursday is just regular talking circle. Everyone's invited. It's not just a native thing. We represent this community, so we want to invite anybody and everybody who wants to come. Come to the back of the building. We all park in the back, and we come through the back door. It starts at 7. All of our meetings start at 7 around here. And then on Friday night, and mind you, I need to take note myself, as there's a men's meeting. And they have 4, pretty dedicated guys, and I need to get involved with that. So I'm making it a priority to commit to coming here on Friday nights. But the only thing hard about that is I get my kids on the weekends. And the last time I brought them to a meeting, it was a touchy subject, and both my kids were crying. Like it was, they lost their mother to this disease. So, it was, so that's kind of what backed me away for a while. But, I feel like I can keep that in mind, and I can, say something that won't affect them in that way, because it was my share that had them crying. So. But yeah, I need to recommit. So yeah, all the meetings around here start at 7. We have one Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday here at 1950 South Shepherd. Everybody and anybody is invited. So we have a good talking circle Monday night, regular talking circle. We have women's meeting on Tuesday, which they're going through the steps. And then Thursday nights, regular talking circle here tonight at 7. And then the men's meeting is Friday. So, come get involved, And then at the end of this month, the All Nations Res Recovery Gourd Clan is having their 2-year anniversary powwow or benefit dance. So they'll have the 24th.
Yeah. It's
24th.
Actually next weekend, not this weekend.
Yeah, next weekend in Clinton, I believe, right?
No,
Watonga. Is it in? Oh, it's at Respect. That's right. Yeah, it's at Respect Gym.
We gotta get a flyer. We'll get a flyer for that. It just came out, like finalized.
Yeah.
Details.
So that'll be at Concho on the 24th. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we kicked off January 12th, I believe. Because we were throwing the ideal around, and somebody asked me to be head man for the Colony benefit dance.
Oh yeah.
And whenever we did that, we were like, it's time. That's our sign.
Yeah.
And we all got purple shirts and took off from there. Here we are 2 years later.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, our 2-year anniversary was actually like on the 12th, January 12th, but it just works out schedule wise if we do it on the 24th this year. So yeah,
a few contests and lots of good food. So
yeah.
Should be fun. Oh, Nat reminded us to talk about Wednesday, our noon meeting in Oklahoma City at the Oklahoma City Resource Center.
Oh, yeah. We do have a meeting in Oklahoma City at noon at 4400 Southwest 21st and Meridian behind the Ramada Inn. There's a tribal resource building back there, which the Cheyenne Arapaho tribe owned. And, there was 12 people there yesterday.
Yeah.
So that meeting's, definitely taking off. So that'll be from 12 to 1 every Wednesday.
That's good.
So, yeah.
Next week.
Definitely picking up some momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we did Custer County. We have last week we had 15.
Wow.
And some got out. We had 11 yesterday. But some guys were sharing about how uncomfortable it is to share.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, sometimes it's something that gets uncomfortable, and
I get it.
yeah,
Vulnerable, especially in a jail setting.
yeah. And I would just like, there's no right or wrong answer. It's just
Yeah,
where you're at today, and you don't have to share. You can just say, "I'm glad to
glad to
be
be
here, and
here.
I'm going to
Yeah.
listen," and that's all you The listening has its value too,
Mm-hmm.
So, but those are really, we're getting more participation. We're getting more people are speaking up, and not just saying something, but actually like taking time and saying things and saying where they're at, and it's kind of like they opened up a little bit more, like each week,
Yeah.
so. But it's really like rewarding and encouraging to see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead with your advertising.
I already forgot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, that's all I had. Do y'all have anything else you would like to share?
We still have our snag bags up for a little bit. So here's the flyer for that. You can scan the QR code to order all of our harm reduction supplies that you may need for snagging. And we do still have Talkspace. It's for ages 13 and up. You can also scan this QR code. And this is actually
Free
two
online.
30-minute free sessions with a licensed therapist online.
All online.
So,
You can message them. You can, like it's a big help, with
yeah.
the fast paced, everybody got a phone in their pocket world. That free online counseling, is definitely, I got friends that are, they love it.
Mhm.
They love it. It helped with their therapy sessions for court.
Yeah,
So, something to keep in mind. So,
definitely. Any resources, just take advantage of them. There's people out here, that are willing to help. And
well, is that it?
let's see. We have one more long comment. Frida said,
Okay.
"Oh my gosh, y'all are here.
Who?
We're here."
Oh, yeah,
Frida.
Frida.
Hey, Frida.
There's
Sister
also
Frida.
going to be a Zoom code for Frida's speaker meeting.
Oh, cool.
So if you are not able to attend in person, there's a flyer out. I can send it out to anyone if you would like that Zoom
We should
code.
post it on our page.
Yes, we'll work on that. Biale says connecting with your spiritual realm involves practices like spending time in nature, mindful meditation, acknowledging emotions, acts of service, journaling, and recognizing signs from the unseen world, focusing on faith over pure logic to find meaning and guidance, which deepens your sense of belonging to something greater than yourself.
It's good, brother.
I like
Thank
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that with us, man. That was good.
And then Cece says, "Good morning, y'all."
Good morning, C Dump.
Y'all.
And I think that that's all we have for today.
Well, thank you everybody for all the comments. And I love, I'd get on with these guys every day if I could. Like it just means so much to me to have, people that I can turn to and that I look up to, and I want to model, what y'all have been able to create, in a time when it wasn't, it wasn't a thing then. Nobody,
Yeah,
you know,
for us, it seemed like we were on the edge of get clean or die. And neither one of us wanted to die, and neither one of us wanted to leave our son alone.
yeah.
And we were so overprotective with him. I mean, he wasn't left alone in the bathtub, and he was just watched all the time. If he was quiet, we were still sneaking in there look, see what he's. And he's sitting there playing, and we're like, oh, well, okay,
He's being too
he's
quiet.
all right,
Yeah.
But one thing, part of Ruth and I, we still, healing through our that intergenerational traumas.
Yeah.
They took my great great grandfather and they sent him down to Fort Marion, and they took my great grandfather and put him in boarding school and changed his name, um, that trauma manifests itself in different ways, and some of it through alcoholism, some of it through distancing. Um, you know, I can't say I love you, Barry, but I can give you a hug, but I can't say it, because we're still hurting inside. So we if
Well, I love
we
you, Ron.
yeah, if we've been
Yeah.
love you too, brother. But we've been hurt inside.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get to feeling like we're not worthy,
Mhm.
that we don't deserve it. So if we're not worthy and we don't deserve it, how can we give it to somebody else?
Yeah.
So all these traumas manifest themselves in different ways. But anyway, back to the point. We've been signed up to actually go to Fort Marion,
That's cool.
and that's been postponed. We were going to go on the 18th, I think, and it's been postponed until March 1st, tentatively. So
Way better weather.
that's going to be, and we had to fly to Jacksonville and then
Mhm.
drive to St. Augustine.
Yeah, that's a good drive.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been there, so I've been to Florida, but not to.
Yeah.
So that's going to be another leg of our healing journey, and I'm excited. Look forward to. I'm not excited about flying. I can't stand flying, but I'm excited to get there and be there.
Yeah, put your thong on and run down the beach. Yeah.
Or a bug. I don't even know.
All right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, Uncle. Yeah.
Uncle Live.
Yeah.
Like Bigfoot out there. More like E.T. Yeah. Little bony arms, big belly. And yeah.
Well, I'm glad y'all came on today. I'm glad y'all came up. I want to get every opportunity I can to get y'all on here. So I mean, it means a lot to me.
Appreciate it.
It really means a lot to me, and I always say, y'all are a treasure. We need to be celebrating you all. Man, y'all, yeah, y'all are doing it. Y'all are proof in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
Like it's really.
I really don't like being put on a pedestal.
Mhm.
I'm here, and I do things, and I still, man, I make 1,000 mistakes, but they're today the mistakes I make are so small they're almost not worth my attention.
Yeah.
They're just little bitty mistakes. They're little and they're easily fixed. When back in my addiction, I was making huge mistakes,
Yeah. All right.
doing all kinds of damage. So and I appreciate your kind words and
Mhm.
stuff, but we're just we're
Yeah.
just here trying to share,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of us out there, you know, and you start talking to people, you're gonna find out a lot of people are in recovery,
Yeah.
and all they're waiting for is for you to ask them about it, or open the door to that conversation,
Mhm.
because there's a lot of people out there that I know that are in recovery, and some will step out into the spotlight and some won't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but just about I mean, there's just so many people I know. I can't name names, but
Yeah. Well, once again, we appreciate y'all taking
Be
time.
here.
We appreciate just having you all as a part of the healing force. Sharing your recovery with us. I mean, that means the world to me. And you know, there'll be more. There'll be more to come. And can't wait. Every time y'all come, man, I want to get y'all on here. I
we
want
have
to
a
get.
lot of fun doing this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I appreciate it. I really do appreciate what y'all are willing to do. It's the willingness. That I can really, I can see like, that's how I want to be. That's how I want to be in my recovery. So thank you once again, and like, share, follow. Tell your mammy about us, and we will see you again tomorrow.
Tell your auntie.
Yeah.
Hey!